Brother Justice Ashutosh Shastri, Judge, High Court of Gujarat, Mrs. Krupa Bean Shastri, wife of Justice Ashutosh Shastri, family members of Justice Shastri, my esteemed brother and sister judges, Justice M.R. Shah, former Judge, Supreme Court of India, Shri Kamal Bhai Trivedi, Learned Advocate General, Ms. Manisha Lav Kumar, Learned Additional Advocate General, Mr. Mitesh Amin, Learned Additional Advocate General, Mr. Devang Vyas, Learned Additional Solicitor General of India, Mr. Brijesh Trivedi, President Gujarat High Court Advocates Association, Office Bearers of the Association, Learned Senior Advocates, members of the Bar, Learned Registrar General, and members of the Registry of the High Court. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my proud privilege to present this farewell address of our distinguished brother, Honorable Mr. Justice Ashutosh Shastri, Judge, High Court of Gujarat. Justice Shastri was born on 14 January 1962 in Ahmedabad. His father, Sri Jayantilal Hiralal Shastri, was working as a personal head in UCO Bank and retired about 28 years back. His mother, late Srimati Pushpa Ben Shastri, was a homemaker, affectionate and pious lady. His younger brother, namely Mr. Devang Shastri, is an engineer. He has a sister, Mrs. Aarti Ben Umesh Bhai Rawal. Justice Shastri graduated in BCom from HA Law College, College of Commerce, Ahmedabad, and studied law from Sir L.A. Shah Law College, Ahmedabad. In a legal career as a lawyer spanning 30 years since obtaining his sanad in November 1985, he had adeptly navigated civil and criminal cases, specializing in matters involving the Gujarat Panchayat Act, Municipalities Act, land disputes, education laws, and constitutional matters. He appeared as a counsel for Dahod Nagarpalika, Dakod Municipality, Palitana Municipality, and various reputable educational institutions, central bodies like National Council for Teachers' Education. His hard work and dedication to the legal profession caught the eyes of the Collegium, and he was elevated as additional judge of this court on 6th April 2016 and confirmed as a permanent judge on 15th March 2018. As a judge of this court, Justice Shastri held benches in almost all branches of law and handled civil, criminal, constitutional, land, and taxation matters. As a single bench and presiding judge in the division benches of this court, he has disposed of about 17,868 matters during his tenure of about 8 years. It will be difficult to spell out plethora of judgments documented in the legal reports which will bear testimony to his exemplary contributions to this institution. However, I consider it my duty to refer some of them at this moment. State of Gujarat versus Bansal Brother, 2016 SCC Online, Gujarat 2846. The case revolved around two main issues, namely right of local paper reporters to access judgments and the interpretation of tax laws regarding eligibility of tax credit for the consumption of oxygen gas and LPG in the breaking process. He ruled that shipbreaking qualifies as a manufacturing process under the VAT Act, and consequently, the consumption of oxygen gas and LPG in the process be deemed eligible for tax credits. This view expressed by the bench set a precedent for future cases. Ajay Surendra Pal versus Deputy Commissioner of Income Tax 2017 SCC, Online, Gujarat 136. The division bench comprising of Justice A.J. Shastri emphasized that the petitioner's resignation from the company did not absolve them from liability. The decision underscores that the authorities' action in lifting the corporate veil and holding directors responsible under Section 179 of the Income Tax Act 1961 was justified based on the company's structure and the evidence presented. Ray Singh Bhai, Kanji Bhai Gamit versus State of Gujarat, 2017 GLR 1, 125. The bench comprising of Justice Shastri dismissed the petition seeking to quash the criminal proceedings, emphasizing that its observations are to be considered within the framework of the inherent jurisdiction of the court under Section 482 of CRPC. Chetan Kumar Amrit Lal Patel versus J. Shri Ben Patel, 2023 GUJHC 15073 DB. In this case, the bench presided over by Justice A.J. Shastri dealt with the validity of a customary divorce between a couple belonging to the Kadwa Patel community and held that the appellant failed to prove the existence of such a custom and dismissed the suit for declaration to grant divorce. Justice Shastri had been a long-time bench partner of two successive Honorable Chief Justices of this court and sat in the first court during the years 2019 to 2022, providing due assistance in rendering justice. This experience has helped him in presiding division benches since 16th February 2023. Justice Ashutosh Shastri is known for his fitness, which is not only a part of his personality, but is his lifestyle. It seems the result of being a NCC cadet, both at the school and college level. He got special training of Vayu Sainik in All India Vayu Sainik Camp. You can see him walking always like a soldier in his iconic style. Justice Shastri is a sports person. He was in the badminton team of his college for 3 consecutive years and also represented his college, HA Commerce College, in several events of competition. He has been a successful participant, taking rank in mini marathon running competition conducted by an institute in Ahmedabad. He is fond of music. We must acknowledge that Justice Shastri has met all the standards that the institution expects from a judge in discharge of his constitutional obligations. He will be remembered for his exemplary work both on the judicial as well as on the administrative side. As a member of the standing committee, he has always contributed positively in the policy decisions beneficial to the institution. As a judge of this court, his contributions to the cause of justice will always be remembered and cherished. Finally, the time has come. Justice Shastri will be leaving the office of the judge of this High Court on Saturday, 13 January 2024. And today, being Friday, is his last working day. But as is said, retirement is not the end of the road. Rather, it is the opening of a new pathway, a second inning of the life. I congratulate and extend my gratitude to his wife, Mrs. Krupa Ben, who is a homemaker, for being his staunch supporter. Her devotion to family and her 2 daughters is proof of the fact that her devotion to family and her 2 daughters is proved by the fact that their elder daughter, Miss Palak Ashutosh Shastri, is a law graduate, and after completing company secretary's course, she is serving in the legal department of eClinical, a multinational company in the USA. Their younger daughter, Miss Vishwa Ashutosh Shastri, who is a commerce and law graduate, is a practicing advocate in this court. I, on my behalf, and on behalf of all my sister and brother judges, wish him an active, healthy, and long life, and good luck for a shining future. Thank you.
Honorable the Chief Justice and all the Honorable Judges of the High Court of Gujarat present over here. Honorable Mr. Justice M.R. Shah, former Judge, Supreme Court of India. Mrs. Krupaben Shastri and family members of His Lordship Justice Shastri. My colleagues, Additional Advocate Generals Manisha Ben and Mitesh Bhai. All the government law officers present over here. President and other office bearers of the Gujarat High Court Advocates Association. Registrar General and other registrars of the High Court and the officers of the registry, learned members of the legal fraternity of the state, and invited dignitaries and the guest. We have gathered here today to bid farewell to His Lordship, Honorable Mr. Justice Ashutosh Shastri, who has always been a wonderful judge for those who have had the good fortune to practice in His Lordship's court. On behalf of the bar and the legal profession in the state, I associate myself with the profound feelings of affection expressed by Honorable the Chief Justice on this occasion. As has been referred to by the Honorable the Chief Justice, born on 14 January 1962 in Ahmedabad, in a settled and grounded family, nurtured by His Lordship's father, Shri Jantilal Bhai, who was a personal head in United Commercial Bank. After completing schooling from Gujarat Law Society, Ahmedabad, Justice Shastri graduated in Commerce stream with honors from HA College of Commerce and thereafter obtained degree in law from Sir Elisha Law College, Ahmedabad. Justice Ashutosh Bhai was always an active and vibrant person throughout his student life. As was referred to, he took training of Vayu Sainik in All India Vayu Sainik camp and also took NCC training at school as well as college. Many of us are not aware that the noteworthy aspect of Sri Ashutosh Bhai is the fact of he being a true sportsman, outside the court as well as inside the court. He is a very good table tennis player. Perhaps High Court ordered for tennis table during the tenure of His Lordship. He is also an avid badminton player and was in badminton team of HA College of Commerce for 3 consecutive years, where he represented the college in various competitions and received several accolades. What to say about his interest in paragliding and kite flying? On the Uttarayan day, one may find Justice Shastri on terrace flying kites all throughout the day, right from the morning till late evening. Even if a visitor is entertained, he will be entertained on the terrace, not in his drawing room. Perhaps this must be the reason that His Lordship's birthday is also falling on 14 January. Justice Shastri also participated successfully in a mini marathon running competition when same was conducted in Ahmedabad for the first time. Apart from this, His Lordship's great love for music is also a matter of great surprise to all of us. His Lordship got enrolled with the Bar Council of Gujarat in November 1985, whereafter he started practicing in the High Court of Gujarat by joining the office of Learned Senior Advocate Shri D.D. Vyas. After 11 years, Justice Shastri started independent practice in diverse areas of civil and criminal laws, land laws, panchayat and municipal laws, as well as education laws, banking law, and the constitutional law. Justice Shastri also represented several nagarpalikas, municipalities, several local bodies, and also several education institutions, as well as National Council for Teachers' Education. On 6 April 2016, Justice Shastri was elevated as the additional judge of the High Court of Gujarat and was confirmed as a permanent judge on 15th March 2018. Justice Shastri dealt with almost all branches of law, such as constitutional law, civil law, land law, taxation matters, contempt matters, and so on. And during the course of the entire judicial journey, His Lordship disposed of an astronomical figure, as was referred to by the Honorable the Chief Justice, by way of disposal of cases, whereby Justice Shastri has dealt with several cases involving significant public interest. His Lordship's court was a no-nonsense court, where seniors and juniors were treated alike, and the patient hearing was granted to one and all. I am certain that all the lawyers who have appeared before Justice Shastri would agree that his Lordship was firm and strict, but at the same time was composed and considerate. His Lordship always had a warm and kind demeanor, with a strong sense of justice for the public at large. Justice Shastri would give full opportunity to present the case and pose pertinent queries which would strike at the root of the matter. Thus, his Lordship's contribution to our institution on the judicial side has been invaluable, which bespeaks in form of various judgments rendered practically in every branch of law, which is a matter of legis. Honorable Chief Justice was kind enough to refer to some of them. However, a brief reference of some more important judgments handed down by his Lordship at this juncture at my behest would not be out of place. In case of Ramesh Bhai Dhulabai Mata versus State of Gujarat, reported in 2023, Volume 2 GLR 1154, his Lordship, while sitting in a division bench, upheld the constitutional validity of the provisions of Gujarat Water and Gas Pipeline Acquisition of Right of User in Land Act 2000, on the ground that there was no violation of Articles 14 or 300A of the Constitution, since the decision of the respondent authority to lay down pipeline passing through the fields of the petitioners neither took away the land nor the right to occupy or possess the land, and mere hardship to the citizens or inadequate payment of compensation are not enough to set at naught a statute of public importance. In case of Harshayu Infrastructure Services versus State of Gujarat, reported in 2023, Volume 2 GLR 1438, the latest pending appeal filed against the judgment of the learned single judge came to be dismissed by his Lordship, while propounding the proposition that if the learned single judge has arrived at a particular conclusion after evaluating and considering entire material on record, and when the said conclusion reflects proper application of mind, then in that case, same cannot be substituted in a routine manner in an appeal solely on the ground that a different view is plausible. In Shainik Javeri versus State of Gujarat, reported in 2022 2 GLR 1373, compensation and rehabilitation were sought for by shop owners of an area where the metro rail project was being undertaken, as the same was resulting in tremendous pollution and loss of business apart from nuisance. In this regard, it was held that when massive projects such as metro rail project are being undertaken, they are bound to cause inconvenience to the persons in the surrounding areas. However, in such cases, public interest would take precedence over the private interest. In case of Praveen Elias Pali Uttammala versus State of Gujarat, reported in 2019, Volume 1 GLH, page 5, an order of detention was passed under the Gujarat Prevention of Antisocial Activities Act 1985, detaining a petitioner detenue that came to be quashed by his Lordship on the ground that simplicity of registration of one FIR does not have any nexus with the breach of maintenance of public order, and therefore the authority cannot exercise powers under the Act if no relevant or cogent material exists for the exercise thereof, since the principle and logic of detention of a person is not to punish him for something he has done, but to prevent him from doing it. And lastly, in case of Jaldarshan Cooperative Housing Society versus Mahin Modi, reported in 2021 GLR 1, the fundamental principle that an amendment application should be allowed only when the amendment is necessary for determining the real controversy was taken note of while quashing an order allowing an amendment application seeking higher damages on account of escalating value of property. It was held in cases of continuing cause of action, all damages resulting from same cause of action must be recovered at one and the same time, and that the said cause of action accrues on the date of wrongful act, which is a complete cause of action leading to the plaintiff to file a suit. A well-known Australian jurist and academician who was a former Justice of High Court of Australia, Justice Michael Kirby, while once addressing a gathering of the learned judges of the lower judiciary in Australia, had said, I quote, "An ideal judge has to be possessed of excellence, not only from within, but he should also visibly display the functional excellence which is necessary to fulfill the constitutional promise of justice by judiciary as a whole. And 6 qualities are needed in a judge, which are symptomatic of functional excellence. And they are: 1, punctuality; 2, probity; 3, promptness; 4, patience; 5, ponderance, which all should ultimately lead to the 6th quality, decisiveness. I unquote. It is needless to say that Justice Shastri possesses all these qualities. Apart from being vibrant on judicial side, his lordship's contribution on administrative side has been immense, more particularly in capacity of the member of the standing committee as well as administrative judge of the Rajkot district. As we all know, recently Justice Shastri played a key role under the leadership of our Honorable the Chief Justice and Honorable Mr. Justice N.V. Anjaria, and along with all the honorable judges of this honorable court, in getting a new and monumental district court building of Rajkot district with ultra-modern design and facilities inaugurated at the hands of the Honorable the Chief Justice of India on 6 January 2024. Behind the unassuming, resolve, and serious face of his lordship, one discovers a learned and balanced judge and a sincere and sensitive human being. His lordship has demonstrated a remarkable exposition towards judicial work, observance of utmost dignity and decorum in the judicial conduct, a very calm and modest way of dealing with the members of the bar, while granting patient hearing to one and all. It is these virtues which have helped the learned advocates of this court inculcate inner discipline without any external aggression to appear in his lordship's court. So also the litigants in the state will ever remain grateful for the manner in which and the spirit with which Justice Shastri has strived in achieving the goal of dispensing fair and impartial justice. Shri Ashutosh Bhai is a family man, and on a personal front, he is being looked after by his wife, Srimati Krupabel. Both are proud parents of 2 clever and bright daughters. The elder daughter, Miss Palak, is a law graduate with a degree of company secretary and is working with legal department of a multinational company called eClinical in US. The younger daughter, Miss Vishwa, has done masters in law and is a practicing advocate in this honorable court. Before concluding, let me borrow for his lordship as to what was once said by a very popular American writer and producer, Mr. Jeannie Pirate. I quote, as you reach this time in your life, may you find joy in remembering your past accomplishments and happiness in pursuing your old and new passions. I unquote. On behalf of the legal fraternity of the state, as well as on my behalf, I take this opportunity to wish his lordship a peaceful, meaningful life with robust health and unfading enthusiasm. Thank you very much.
Honorable the Chief Justice, Honorable Mrs. Justice Sunita Agarwal, another Honorable Judges of the High Court, Honorable Mr. Justice M.R. Shah, former Judge, Supreme Court of India, Learned Advocate General Shri Kamalbhai Trivedi, Learned Additional Advocate Generals Ms. Manisha Laukumar and Shri Mitesh Bhai Amin, Learned Assistant Additional Solicitor General Shri Devang Bhai Vyas, family members of Justice Shastri, Honorable Mr. Justice Shastri, Learned Senior Advocates, dear friends, Registrar and the staff of the registry, ladies and gentlemen. A parting is always painful and leaves a very sad void, especially when the one living has chosen a path to accept the call of duty to serve the institution, while his friends and colleagues have flourished and continued a thriving practice in this honorable court. But at the same time, this period of 7 years and more must have given immense personal satisfaction to my Lord, and the memories will be cherished forever, making my Lord very proud and satisfied of his decision to serve this institution. My Lord Justice Shastri must have been destined to come to this line, although his initial inclination was towards joining the army. My Lord has taken special training in All India Vayu Sainik Camp. As we see, my Lord, a fit and athletic person who loved sports, especially badminton, and participated in many marathons, participating at HA Commerce College in many competitions. His love for music is well known. During the span of 7 years, my Lord sat with 2 honorable Chief Justices of this honorable court for a long period. Honorable Mr. Justice Vikram Nath, as he then was, from 2019 to 27/8/2021, and with Honorable Mr. Justice Arvind Kumar, as he then was, from 24/11/2021 to 8/1/2023, both of whom are now sitting at the Honorable Supreme Court of India. Justice Shastri, with an ever-smiling face, possessed many qualities like simplicity with requisite firmness and mild manners. To quote Lord Francis Bacon, a jurist and an author par excellence, who in his essay of Judicature wrote, and I quote, "Judges ought to be more learned than witty, more reverent than plausible, and more advised than confident. Above all things, integrity is their portion and proper virtue." I unquote. Fortunately for us, Justice Shastri possessed such qualities. None ever left his court with a feeling that he had no chance of fair and patient hearing. I, on behalf of Gujarat High Court Advocate Association, as also on my personal behalf, wish Justice Shastri a healthy, long, and excellent retirement, and will all look forward to his insightful inputs for the institution in future. I can end this with a beautiful song which goes like this. चलते चलते मेरे ये गीत याद रखना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना, कभी अलविदा ना कहना. I wish that we will be getting advice from Justice Shastri whenever we approach my lord.
With a caveat that I'll take little time on account of 40 years association with this institution. Good afternoon, everybody. Honorable the Chief Justice, Srimati Sunita Ji Agrawal, Mr. Sunil Ji, spouse of Honorable the Chief Justice, my esteemed senior brother and President, Gujarat State Judicial Academy, Justice Nilay Anjaria, my esteemed sister and brother judges, distinguished respected former Supreme Court Judge Justice M.R. Shah, and other respected former honorable judges, Learned Advocate General Sri Kamal Bhai Trivedi, Learned Additional Advocate General Srimati Manisha Ji Laukumar, Learned Additional Advocate General and Public Prosecutor Sri Mitesh Bhai Amin, Sri Devang Vyas, the Learned Additional Solicitor General of India, Learned Senior Advocates of the Bar, Sri Nalin D. Patel, the Chairman of State Bar Council, and all respected members of State Bar Council, Mr. Brijesh Trivedi, the President of the Gujarat High Court Advocates Association, Vice President Sri Virat Popat, Sri Hardik Brahmat, Secretary of Gujarat High Court Advocates Association, and other office bearers, members of the Gujarat High Court Advocates Association, all the learned advocates and members of the Bar Association, Learned Registrar General, all respected registrars and members of Registry of High Court, my respected father, my wife Krupa Shastri, my daughters Palak and Vishwa Shastri, and all respected and beloved family members present over here, ladies and gentlemen. I, from the bottom of my heart, express my deepest gratitude and regards to all who are present here and are associated with me today for this honor and recognition extended to me. Firstly, I also express my sincere thanks to all my sister and brother judges for being an integral part of my life in my most blessed and memorable journey as a judge of this court. Without an unwavering support of my family members, friends, blessings of my parents, I would not be in front of you today in this position. Today, on this significant occasion for me, would like to share that my life has been a classic example of where the destiny can take you. From the childhood itself, I was always had a passion to become a man of service of the nation and had aspiration of joining armed forces for the nation. But then destiny had a different plans and has brought me here in front of you and gave me this opportunity to serve the society through this position. When I joined this institution as an advocate after securing Sanad in 1985, and after eventual recognition, I was sounded by the collegium of this Court in the year 2016 and was called by Honorable the Chief Justice Sri Bhaskar Bhattacharya, who said that, brother, at any point of time, whenever you get an opportunity, don't say no for being elevated to this divine position. And these words stayed with me and brought me in front of you on the bench. In this profession, I would like to publicly acknowledge that I was navigated by my respected cousin, brother, senior advocate Sri Prakash Jani, who also remained my friend, philosopher, and guide. I owe my gratitude to him as it completely changed the trajectory of my life. After that, my fatherly figure and mentor, senior advocate Sri D.D. Vyas, who practically nourished me in this field, who by holding my hand pushed me to a greater heights in this profession. He gave me not only a great working environment and experience, but also a lifelong relationship with my then colleagues, late Sri Sunil Patel, a learned advocate, who just like an elder brother to me, Sri Bharat Jani, Sri Dakshesh Mehta, Sri Utpal Panchal, who are the learned advocates of this institution. If I remember my tenure as an advocate, I had the opportunity to practice in almost every branch of law, be it constitutional, civil, criminal, or to some extent even taxation law. My conscience is completely satisfied that I could contribute my part for the betterment of the society to some extent. If I go back again to recollect the memories, would mention that sharing recess time with my beloved brother, Justice Vipul M. Pancholi, Honorable Judge Patna High Court, former Chief Justice Sri D.N. Patel, the Premal Nanavati, with whom I had a daily ritual of gathering in the chamber number 332 during the recess time. These memories of long years together will be cherished forever. As an advocate, I had also had a great time appearing before highly respected and senior-most judges, Justice C.K. Thakkar, Justice M.R. Shah, Justice Mohit Shah, Justice K.S. Javeri, Justice B.C. Patel, and almost all of my tenure as an advocate. Appearing before these highly prominent and esteemed personalities proved to be a strong, fruitful, and motivational factor in my journey till here. I pay my sincere gratitude to them. I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the genuine feelings of Sri Tushar Mehta, the Solicitor General, to me. I feel absolutely grateful to spend my last almost 40 years here amongst and surrounded by most esteemed and elite company, which very few are privileged to have. During this journey of mine, this institution, in addition to lots of duties and responsibilities undertaken, I had the privilege and warmth of several of my beloved friends on the other side, such as the senior advocate, Mr. Mehul Suresh Shah, who has been my chamber partner throughout my advocate's journey, chamber number 115, who over the period of time has become just like a family member and gathered lifelong memories in that chamber. Mr. Rasesh Sanjanwala, Mr. Jal Unwala, Mr. Asim Padya, Mr. Bharatbhai B. Nayak, Mr. Amar Bhatt, Mr. Uday Vyas, Mr. Rasmin Jani, Mr. Pitambar Abhichandani, Mr. Dhaval Dave, Mr. Premal Nanavati, Mr. Hardik Raval, Mr. Yogesh Thakkar, Mr. Bhargav Bhatt, and many more. List is very long. As an advocate and as a judge, I had the occasion to closely watch the most senior advocates who are the stalwarts and stars of this institution, who have placed this institution on account of their ability at the highest level of recognition across India. And few of them, which I candidly submit, have impressed and printed their personality in my mind. And they are Sri Sudhir Danavati, Sri Kamal Bhai Trivedi, Sri Mihir Thakur, Sri Mihir Joshi, Sri Saurabh Saparkar, Sri Percy Kabina, Sri Bharat Bhai Nayak, Mr. Devang Danavati, Mr. Deven Parikh, and many more. Their legal acumen, their fairness, their command on the law is highly commendable. And I must say that it had also helped and challenged the judges as well to step up and be on their toes and constantly refine themselves, which has ultimately elevated the quality of legal practice in this court. And that is the true compliment which I would like to give. I would emphasize and urge to all coming up junior lawyers of the bar as well, to observe them, follow them, and look up them look at them for guidance, as I wholeheartedly believe that younger members of the bar are truly the future of this institution. I have always strived to motivate and encourage the younger generation of lawyers in my tenure as a judge in my court, and I hope I have succeeded in doing so to some extent. If I recall my first day of elevation, I had the privilege to share the bench with my esteemed and beloved elder brother like Justice M.R. Shah, former judge of Supreme Court of India. I would like to share that I learned so much while sharing the bench with him, including the niceties of this side of the court. Those initial days with him will stay with me forever and has been really a guiding factor to me. I must say that how to handle the heavy board is taught by him to me. Later on, I also had the occasion to share the bench with Honorable Justice Akhil Qureshi, the former Chief Justice, Rajasthan High Court, with whom I learned the intricacy of taxation law while deciding the matters. I also subsequently shared the bench with my respected Honorable Justice S.R. Brahmat, and also had the occasion to share the bench with Honorable Justice Abhilasha Kumari. I feel extremely grateful to have shared the bench with this prominent personality in my tenure that I will cherish forever. At this stage, I consider myself honored and privileged to sit for a substantial period of time in this very court with our two Honorable Chief Justices who are now adorning the bench of Honorable Supreme Court. My time spent here in this very court number 1 with Honorable former Chief Justice Vikram Nathji and Honorable Mr. Justice Arun Kumarji has been a very distinct, varied, and fulfilling, to say the least. I heartily tender my sincere thanks to both these honorable judges with whom I felt that some divine work is being undertaken for the betterment of society from this dais. I would be failing in my duty if I did not publicly acknowledge my batchmates, Honorable Mr. Justice Bired Vaishnav, Arvind Suphaya, A.Y. Kokje, and former Judge Mr. B.N. Karya, from whom I have received excellent cooperation throughout and gathered lifelong memories. I have always been proud of being elevated alongside them. As such, I tender my sincere thanks to each one of you. I also cannot forget the coffee sharing with my beloved brothers, Justice Umesh Trivedi and Justice Bhargav Karya, not only as an advocate, but also on this side also. Thank you to both of them. Coming back to my recent experience with my bench partner, my brother, Mr. Justice J.C. Doshi, brother, Mr. Justice Divyesh A. Joshi, brother, Mr. Justice Hemant Prachak, Mr. Justice Sandeep Bhatt, Sister Justice Ms. Nisa Thakur, who extended their complete dedication and cooperation and have also shared my burden to great length in disposal of cases. This will be remembered for years to come, and for that I pay my sincere gratitude and thanks. A very special mention is to be made to none other than Honorable Mr. Justice Pardiwala, even though I had no occasion to share the bench with him, but a very special moment in my life has been associated with him. In fact, he has been the first person by whom I was sounded for being elevated, and my name was put in circulation to be considered for this position. Hence, he shall always be have a special place in my journey. Presently, I would also pay my deepest gratitude to our Honorable the Chief Justice, Srimati Sunitaji Agrawal, who not only in a short time extended her warmth to all the fellow judges and has really navigated all of us as a family and shown excellence of leadership. One big highlight for me is attached with our current Chief Justice during my last days as a judge of this court. It was her ladyship who made sure that one of the largest district court building in Rajkot was inaugurated by Honorable the Chief Justice of India during my tenure as the administrative judge of Rajkot. Such consideration and thoughtfulness by her for giving me this golden opportunity and the acknowledgement of my contribution by Honorable the Chief Justice of India in this inaugural ceremony of Rajkot District Court building in the last days as a judge is a parting momentous gift to me. This particular event really made me feel that I am concluding my judgeship to somewhat on a higher note. So For that, I pay my deepest thanks to our Honorable the Chief Justice. At this stage, a special thanks to Brother Justice Ilesh Vora, who stood by me throughout, and also other my brother judges, Justice Nilay Bhai, Justice Bired Bhai, Justice Sandeep Bhai, Justice J.C. Doshi, and Justice Nikhil Carrier. In my tenure as a judge of this court, this institution faced a lot of challenges and turbulent times during the global pandemic COVID-19. It disheartened me that a lot of members of this institution succumbed to this deadly situation, including our beloved brother Justice G.R. Udwani. I take this occasion for my farewell to again pay my sincere regards to his family and would mention that the time spent with him will stay with me forever. Also, a lot of members of this institution suffered immensely because of pandemic, but I would like to acknowledge the most courteous, gracious, and hard-working nature of this bar really came out during this time. I am proud to also acknowledge that our Gujarat High Court was the first to start the online hearing system, which ultimately proved to be a turning point and paved the way for a new system to be adopted. I personally feel that all credit should go to our former Chief Justice, Sri Vikram Nathji. During this challenging time, I can say that our bar has shown immense adaptability, cooperation, discipline, and respect. I can say that this bar has proved to be one of the most respectful bar association in the country, and I pay my sincere thanks to the association for their efforts towards me, be it as an advocate or as a judge. On this memorable occasion of mine, I would be failing in my duty if I did not mention and share the contribution of my family members in front of you. First and foremost, my wife, who has throughout stood by me like a stable rock, busy schedule which this profession and position demand. She has rather tolerated my round-the-clock workaholic time schedule and at the same time supported me through all my trials and turbulences. I always be grateful and throughout my career, she has practically shouldered all the other social responsibilities for which I could never spare time and gave a space for me to flourish and reach to the greater height. I also must say that my daughters Palak and Vishwa, both practicing lawyers, have been thoroughly contented in their practice and carried themselves in a way that their father may not have any grievance or no one can put any finger on father's reputation and position. I feel proud of my daughters for their complete understanding and sacrifices made for me during this phase. I would like to acknowledge that my brother, along with the rest of my family members present over here, have seen to it throughout that no one can take undue advantage of my position, and this responsibility shown by all my family members to safeguard the respect of this position is truly remarkable and remains special for me. I would most proudly share the impact of my parents and their upbringing had on me, who themselves being from very humble beginning, with my father being a retired bank manager, has taught me the moral values and importance of hard work and education, which are the pillars on which I have thrived and stand before you today. As such, I thank the Almighty for blessing on me a family like this. As I part, always, this divine institution today, I would like to mention my highlights during my tenure, where, as a part of my duty, I had a remarkable time to act as a president of Judicial Academy, which undertook several training programs. This duty has been very special and of utmost importance to me, as it was about maintaining the quality and sanctity of this glorious institution and its future. And for that, I sincerely acknowledge the support of directors of Judicial Academy, the staff members who were always on their toes to extend their cooperation towards me. I acknowledge the immense hard work and contribution from Additional Registrar cum PPS of Honorable the Chief Justice, Mr. Ravindra, Registrar General, Mr. Tyagi, Registrar Mr. E.T. Ukrani, and other respected registrar and all heads of the branch. I also admire the services rendered to me by our protocol office headed by Mr. Prakash Talreja, Sanil Nair, Sailesh Baria, and Ramesh Tiwari. Last but definitely not the least, my staff members who throughout, right from my first day till today, have been proven to be a backbone, and I express my heartfelt gratitude to each and every member of my personal staff who have worked with me. They have all become the family to be. In these past 7 years, they have come to know me as a person, and hence at times have also tolerated my anger and workaholic behavior. This team of my principal private secretary is Ms. Falguni Patel, Mr. Omkar Mahave, Mr. PS, Mr. Dharmendra Kumar, and my court master, Mr. Indravadan Makhwana, have always made sure that working of my court runs smoothly. I also acknowledge the services of my driver, Mukesh, Mr. Mukesh, my gunman, Praveen Jhala, Sailesh Vagela, my chowdar, Devram Mali, my peons, Mr. Dinesh Patel, Jayesh Bhai, Hasmukh, Jeetu Bhai, and every staff members who worked with me over the period of more than 7 years. Whatever I have achieved and whatever I am is because of each and every one of you present here, is because of the years I have spent in this campus, is because of the blood and sweat spent to this institution, is because of the treasure of memory flashing right from me, right before me, from each corner of this campus, all the way from Judicial Academy building to the Advocates Chamber building, from the tea club to the comfortable spot below the tree, from Manik Chowk to library, from my advocate chamber number 115 to the courtroom chamber number 37, and lastly, right here till this court number 1, as a special remembrance of recess time right from 2016 with Honorable Mr. Justice R.M. Chaya and Mr. Justice A.J. Desai, and occasionally with Brother Mr. Nilay Bhai, is my memory of lifetime. Though parting is always little disturbing, but since I am going away with all these happy memories in my life, I feel that I would be very comfortable in coming years of my life. At this stage, I must say special thanks to Sri Sunilji, the better half of Honorable the Chief Justice, who stayed back here for this farewell. I really appreciate and pay respect to him. I know that I have taken too much time, but since I was sharing my experience of almost 40 years, I took some time, and I feel very happy and proud for this recognition which has been given to me today by you all. Thanking you. My all best wishes to all of you. Thank
Proceedings of the court would stand suspended for the rest of the day.